What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, today you clicked on a video. Might be a little bit different. I have been very frustrated with Madden franchise here on YouTube, and it's not unknown. It's not like I can't figure out why. Anytime I vent my frustrations out on Twitter, it's confirmation bias in a way. It's because Madden franchise is so stale. I appreciate and I am very, very grateful for every one of you guys out there that anytime I upload a video, you come in and you hang out with me for the night or the afternoon or whatever. I appreciate it because I know, given the state of Madden franchise in particular, it's not easy to click on one of my videos and watch it, or click on any of the other creators here in this Madden franchise circle. Like, I've talked with a bunch of people that make Madden franchise content. Like, man, it's rough. This is not an easy year, and we pretty much knew that coming in. It was not going to be an easy year, and the number one thing is just like it's the same old, same old. It's the same. Like, even though I'm very happy and I'm enjoying doing the realistic rebuilds, if I sit down here and record 4 or 5 episodes in a day, so that's a whole day plus, like starting at 9, like a legit 9 to 9. It'd probably take me the whole freaking day, 12 hours straight, to get that stuff done. And I do it occasionally. It's literally mind-numbing. I'm just like, okay, hold it, resign. Like, it's brutal. And I feel like as much as I try to, make things stand out, make things different, have storylines, Carson Wentz retiring because of killer cramps, it's still, I don't know. It's a je ne sais quoi. It's an I don't know. It is different, but it's still not really different. So I was just like, you know what? You know what would be different, though? Fantasy drafts. People have been asking me forever to do fantasy drafts, and it kind of makes sense. It's completely presenting unique challenges, and it turns the NFL completely upside down. It's about as different as you could get for a Madden franchise, and that is pretty much what we're striving for right now in Madden 21 when it comes to franchise mode, is trying to do something that's entertaining and different. So what we're going to be doing here over the next forever, probably, it's probably going to be a nice staple series of the channel, is we're going to be doing some fantasy draft rebuilds. All these rebuilds will have different themes, different challenges, and I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a nice series to do. Like, literally, anytime an idea pops into my head, I'm writing it down. Not all these are going to be smashed. Smash or pass some of these ideas. They're not all going to get smashed. I'm just any and all ideas. So feel free to leave comments in the comment section below of good ideas to do for Madden 21 fantasy rebuilds. Like, I got specific college conferences. I can only draft guys that are in the SEC, the Big Ten, whatever. No dev traits. Everyone has to be a normal dev trait. Only can draft them if I know what school they're from, if I've had them mocked to the Philadelphia Eagles, players on winless teams, players that have been suspended, players on last place in the division, players I hate, backup players only. Like, there's a bunch of different challenges that we can implement through a fantasy draft that we can apply into the basis of a 5-year rebuild. But today, this is actually the original idea that got me to think, like, hey, I should probably try a fantasy draft. I can only draft players today if they are older than me. I'm not an old man. I'm probably a little bit, if you're ranking and list all the Madden YouTubers, I'm probably closer to the top of the list than I am the bottom. I've been here for a while. I'm going into year 10 of being a Madden YouTuber, but I'm 28. And 28's not particularly old, but I'm not a spry young chicken anymore. And 28 is an intriguing age for Madden, because if you play Madden franchise, 28 is that weird cutoff of, like, for some positions, 28 is right in the dead center of your prime, nearing the end of your prime. For some positions, 28 is, my God, like at running back and stuff. 28, you're not going up anymore overall. It's going to be impossible. It's going to take you 50, 60, 70,000 XP to go up one single overall point, and you're at that 28 threshold. You're kind of reluctant to give brand new contracts. You're kind of worrying, when is this regression wall going to hit? So I feel like it's a unique age to apply to a fantasy draft. It's not the extreme of like, oh, I can only fantasy draft guys that are like the oldest players in the position and stuff like that. It's not like I'm going to be fielding a senior citizen team, but kind of am in a way. It's just not as extreme, and we're kind of tying it back down to my age. So we'll say, for the sake of this video, I can draft guys that are 28 or older, that are my same age, because I'm a fresh 28. Just turned 28 a month or so ago. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now, let's start this fantasy draft. I'm not a fantasy draft veteran. I know that there's some people for sure, when I used to do this series, I used to stream stuff like this. I would stream fantasy drafts. I know that there are people out there that are absolute wizards when it comes to fantasy drafts. They know what positions to draft. They know what positions like players slip in. I don't know that. I do not have that luxury, and in a way, it might make it a little bit more entertaining because I have no idea. You know, I have no idea really. Oh no, we gotta sort by. Oh Jesus. Okay. I have no idea who goes where. Like, I'm assuming I probably want to get a quarter. I remember back in the day, people were always going for corners and edge rushers. So we'll start there. So it's a 5-year period. So that doesn't mean we can't get a J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt at 36 is still going to be pretty dominant. I'm open to it. Aaron Donald, is he older than me? Oh, he is. He's 29. I actually think I'm going to grab Aaron Donald. Well, let's ensure. We have Khalil Mack, edge rusher, 29. Bobby Wagner, 30. See, I'm not that old. These guys are making me feel seriously. 29. I have a lot of options. I'm in my prime. I'm just hitting my prime here. Quarterback, though, we have a lot of options. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. I really do feel like Russell Wilson needs to be our guy. Because, like, if we don't get Russell Wilson, I don't want someone that's super old. This is a rebuild. I got 5 years. Brady, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers might not be there in a 5-year period of time. So then you start getting down there, like, I'm older than Dak. I'm definitely older than Deshaun. It's like, do I get Stafford? Do I get, I think the drop-off, we got to get Russell Wilson. He is the best middle ground here. So there we go. The first pick of this rebuild is going to be Russ Wilson in a rebuild where the players have to be older than me. Okay, round 2 is tough. This is where if I was a little bit more experienced in a fantasy draft, which we will get there, it's really between, I think, J.J. Watt, Bobby Wagner, and then we have a wide receiver here, Julio Jones. Now, the argument I think could be made is that by using a high pick on Russell Wilson, one of the new member of the 99 Club, congratulations on that, I should probably be able to go maybe a little bit bargain at wide receiver because Russell Wilson can, you're not going to have a 96 overall Julio Jones for Russell Wilson to be good. Russell Wilson can fully operate and execute with guys that are in the 80s, mid-80s, stuff like that. So I definitely think we should target the defense and understanding that if I do perhaps come in and play a game, I think we're going to go J.J. Watt. I think that makes the most sense. At 31, Bobby Wagner's 30. But I feel like a defensive end is a little bit more valuable than a middle linebacker because middle linebackers seem to produce fairly well in the sim as long as they're not liabilities. And a guy like J.J. Watt can absolutely get 15, 16, 17, 18 sacks in a single season. So that is going to be our second pick. And it's Mr. J.J. Watt. And the only reason why I'm being Atlanta, by the way, is I just wanted to, I'm a fan of the jersey. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Everybody's still here. Wow. All right. Well, I'm just going to grab Bobby Wagner. And hopefully Julio Jones is still there. Or Travis Kelce is still there. That's kind of an advantage, though. Is that a lot of people that were kind of giving me feedback and some suggestions on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at PapaXC4. I'm always talking and engaging y'all to get ideas and stuff like that. And brainstorm sessions was that there was a lot of people that critiqued the Madden drafting AI in this one. I always know that they're going to go with the younger players. I'd much rather go with like a 24 superstar dev than getting a 30 X factor. So that might play into our hands for this rebuild, that we can get a lot of these guys that are older than me. All right, we'll stay on the defensive side of the ball. Harrison Smith is still there. Everyone's kind of avoiding him like the plague. So yeah, give me another superstar X factor. Like this whole thing, rebuild, I got to win in 1 year. Easy. If I can win a Super Bowl year 1 with the team that these guys are letting me draft, sure, by all means, keep letting me get these guys that are 30, 31 with the X factors. I get he's slipping, but given how hard it is to draft linemen, pretty much, yeah, I'll grab a 29-year-old. I know he's like, even for what I remember from doing fantasy drafts, Zach Martin's always there. But yeah, I'm just straight up going to go BPA at this point. BPA at this point. 6th round seems to be a little bit of a drop-off in corners here. I think we're going to be generally fine, but I'll go and get a Gator here. Joe Hayden's only 31. I think he should be fairly solid down the stretch, but I think just to get one guy that we could trust on the outside, then everyone else will kind of just wait till the last point to draft a corner. So I guess 28 being like the lowest, the youngest player we can get, it's probably best to get a bunch of 28 guys to kind of stretch the rules. So we got Le'Veon Bell at running back. 86 star to have 28. Hopefully we can get at least a solid 2 to 3 years before he starts to hit a regression. I mean, where's Le'Veon Bell going to sign in real life? According to Twitter, it's down to the Chiefs, Dolphins, and Bills. Interesting. I wonder where. Let me know. Let me know where you think he's going to go. Get your bets in. Get our first pass catcher. Going to avoid the wide receivers. Let's get Mr. Gronkowski at 31. I have seen him be in the league still at, year 4, year 5. So sure, let's gamble that we could turn Gronk's career around. Easy pick. Easy pick. Might have been my first pick if I had to. Jason Kelce anchoring this offensive line. I think I want to go back-to-back D-tackle here. I'm looking at some of the veterans. We got Geno Atkins at 32. 32 is probably as old as I want to go for a lot of my players because you're starting to push it. Like a lot of these guys could be 50-50 retiring from year 3 onward. But if I can get Geno, I think I'm going to try to get Geno Atkins in the next round, get back and get Snacks Harrison, kind of fill up that D-line along with J.J. Watt. Beautiful. Got Snacks Harrison. I know my next pick, I want to get Joel Bitonio at guard. Just continue filling out that offensive line. He's 28. Oh, I think he's gone. No, not. He's still there. Only 28. Again, it's on that fringe of like the youngest player we can get. So I want this offensive line to be utterly dominant. I remember this just from that New York super team video we did. Golden Tate was uncoverable. So we'll get our slot wide receiver first. He was absolutely insane and very good in the sim. Go back to back. Let's welcome and give him a second chance. Josh Gordon, 29 with a dev trait. Star devs are pretty much all that's available left in this fantasy draft. So hey, let's get an outside guy. Josh Gordon, welcome to Atlanta. The draft is done. Let's meet our team. We're an 88 overall with a 91 offense, 85 defense. Offensively, you guys saw most of our big-time picks. I feel like probably for these videos, probably grouping the first 15, 20 picks and showing you guys those, and then just finishing the draft is probably going to be most beneficial. But we have Russell Wilson as our lone X Factor. I wish we could have, and maybe a strategy would be, because you can have 3 X Factors active on either unit, getting 3 X Factors on both offense and defense. We achieved that for sure on defense with Watt, Wagner, and Harrison Smith. But unfortunately on offense, we have Russell Wilson, and it's just one of those things when you look at it, outside of maybe Le'Veon Bell being amazing, there's, with the age kind of challenge that we threw it as 28, I don't think we're going to have anyone that will develop into another superstar X Factor. There's just not going to be enough time, especially where, that regression threshold is going to start to sit in. But we got Russell Wilson, Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis as our running backs, Golden Tate, Deshaun Jackson, Josh Gordon. I got Marquise Goodwin, Richardson, and Ginn. So I just kind of went with the veteran and the speed, because speed is the first thing that seems to regress. So I go with the guys with the highest speed. Even if it gets through that first wave regression, they still could definitely be usable. The O-line is elite. Absolutely elite offensive line. I drafted Zeitler as a right guard. He's a right guard for the New York Giants. I'm kicking him out to tackle to try and help us out here. But I'm optimistic that everyone on this offensive line, outside of Jason Peters, will be here for the full 5 years. We have Gronk and Cam Brate, as well as Mercedes Lewis at tight end. So go heavy on the Bucks there. Defensively, like I said, we got our 3 X Factors in J.J. Watt, Bobby Wagner, and Harrison Smith. Guys that I think will be here for the full 5 years. Outside of that, I'm happy with the D-line here. Snacks Harrison, Geno Atkins, and Jabal Sheard. We all have dev traits there. I pretty much just sorted by dev trait here. And Adai, the free safety, I don't know where he is anymore. I used to be at the Chargers. Outside of Bobby Wagner, I got Kiko Alonso and Najee Good, 2 former Philadelphia Eagles. Definitely going to need Bobby Wagner to kind of carry the weight there, carry the load at that linebacking core. And in the secondary, we got Joe Hayden, Jonathan Joseph, Tremaine Johnson, who used to be good once upon a time at the Rams, and DRC. So I guess the caveat of this rebuild is that, we will be able to draft players through the college drafts, the generated draft classes. So from that point of view, win guys that typically retire a year or 2 in, I'm looking at Jason Peters. I'm looking at, on the defensive side, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, Jonathan Joseph. I'm going to be able to draft replacements, but it's just this starting base team that had that whole got to be 32. I'm happy with it. I think we're going to be competitive. I think we have a shot at winning a Super Bowl year 1. And I will say that it's probably going to be our best chance at winning a Super Bowl here in year 1. So let's get after it. All right, so we're at our bye week here. Yeah, one thing I'm definitely noticing is there are a lot less upgrade players this year. I think I've only had I'm week 11. There might have only been 4 weeks that I've had a chance to upgrade my players, and a lot of them are my not starters, depth players. Again, just because it takes so much XP to go up a skill point. But we're 5-4, competitive for sure. I think my controller just died. That's awesome. Awesome. Let's just use the keyboard and mouse here. So, yeah, we're 5-4. You look at the division, we're only a game back behind the Saints. That's pretty solid. I mean, we got some players here, and I mean, you can look at contracts. Who do we actually want to re-sign? So I feel like when you look at stuff like this, it's more so, are they a starter? If they're a starter, most likely we kind of have to throw the age out. We can't have ageism. I'm thinking Obata. We'll give him that contract to see if he'll take it. Nice, because he's 28. I think Andre Roberts, because he has that depth trait, he's a valuable special teamer. Get him locked up, which is good. Sorensen at 30's not that far over the hill if he'll take that contract. And I guess DRC if he'll take this 1 year as terms of depth, but he wants more money. So best of luck elsewhere. Go to the retirement home, please. Okay, actually kind of pretty intense scenes here. As week 17, we're 8-7. The Bucks are 8-7. There's a 3-way tie for first place in the NFC South. It is a bloodbath. Win of this game will probably win, right? Oh, make the playoffs year 1. Yes! Yes! Year 1 playoffs. Thank God. Exactly what we needed. We're already having Gronk telling us about Jason Peters. He's going out, even though last year in Madden 20, every time these type of scenarios would pop up and trigger, the guy would literally stick around for 4 to 5 years. Well, let's hear what old JP, the bodyguard, has to say. Philadelphia Eagle legend, in my opinion. Maybe not first ballot Hall of Famer, but I definitely think he will belong in the Hall of Fame. And here's his name. Go to Canton sooner than later. Let's see if upgrades. Hey, there we go. Couple upgrades to some of our starters. That is few and far between. Let's take a look at how did we win the division. Well, we won because we're as much of a win now team as there probably is in the league. Statistically, Russell Wilson was phenomenal. 4,900 yards, 43 touchdowns to 11 picks. We might have our MVP. Run the ball, Le'Veon Bell was also really solid. 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns. Russell Wilson also had another 200 and a single score, so 44 total. For Ross Golden Tate, I knew he was going to be OP, man. I knew he was going to be OP. 108 catches for almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's a sim god here in Madden 21. Deshaun going over 1,000 yards, 99 catches. That must be a career year. I don't think for as long as he was in Philly, Deshaun ever got close to 99. Look, 82 was the most. That was peak Chip Kelly? So yeah, unreal production for Deshaun. Gronk, 7-6, 7-8 for Josh Gordon. 500 additional yards from Le'Veon Bell, so that's he's flirting with 2,000 yards from scrimmage. Defensively, Bobby Wagner was sensational. I actually might have expected a little bit better numbers for that. We got 10 sacks, J.J. Watt, 11 TFLs, 12 TFLs, 7 F sacks for Geno Atkins, 4 picks. Joe Hayden, our number 1 corner in the draft, paying immediate dividends there. We the number 1 offense in the NFL. Defensively, 26, not bad. I want to see something else. I drafted Justin Tucker. I feel like my kicker stat. Okay, look, it's actually legit. 98, 92%. Yearly awards. MVP went to Russell Wilson. You're goddamn right. It did. I also, wait. Actually, look at the awards. I think we might have a 16-0 Kansas City. Oh, they are. Sorry. It's right there. Wow. All right. KC 16-0. Good to know. Russell Wilson, Offensive Player of the Year. Le'Veon Bell coming in at number 10. I mean, getting an idea of who is where, at least in the NFC. We got Mahomes is on the Chiefs. Tom Brady on the Panthers. Kyler Murray staying in the division. Zeke is staying there as well. Deshaun Watson. So Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are now in the NFC. Defensive Player of the Year went to Justin Houston, a guy that actually passed on. I thought about it. He's in that age range. He's 31. Von Miller's now in the NFC. All right, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jordan Love. Herbert's now in the NFC. Edwards-Helaire is now in the NFC. Jerry Jeudy, Jonathan Taylor. All right, so the NFC went heavy on the offensive rookies. In terms of defensive rookies, Okuda stayed here. CJ Henderson's coming over. Nothing too crazy, though. Best quarterback went to Russell Wilson. Best running back went to Zeke Elliott, just beating out Le'Veon Bell. Wide receiver went to Golden Tate. Offensive lineman, Zach Martin, runner-up at number 2. Jason Kelsey at 4. For D lineman, we have J.J. Watt at 6. Linebacker. See, again, man, it's just... Paid a premium price to get Bobby Wagner. Maybe I was just expecting a little bit more. In terms of DBs, Joe Hayden at number 6. And we had the best kicker. All right, so we're in the playoffs here against the Detroit Lions. We'll obviously just sim this one. It's still year 1. Let's get an idea of what their team's looking like. They're at 83 overall. In terms of X-Factor stuff, they have TJ Watt, Ryan Ramczyk, and Grady Jarrett. You can just see the discrepancy of win now between our two squads. I firmly believe we should go into this one and handle Detroit. All right, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's probably watching this and be like, I still have a job? I'm expecting Russell Wilson to take over here in the sim. And Atlanta's up 7-zip, getting a touchdown on that opening drive. Defensively, I don't see Detroit having much for our defense here. 14-3. Looking good, man. If we can get out of the first... they get a touchdown there. They get a little bit of momentum going into the second half. 2 straight scores for the Detroit Lions, but we get the touchdown. Russell Wilson, 99 overall QB. It's only a matter of time until he takes this game over and seals the deal here in the fourth quarter. There we go. There's a 30 bomb for the Atlanta Falcons. 35-19. Great job. Great job, Russ. Great job. Elite. Le'Veon Bell. Almost 200 yards. Let's go. All right, next round, we got the Carolina Panthers. Divisional matchup here. They're in 85. A little bit more of a challenge, I think. They got Jalen Ramsey and Tom Brady as their superstar X Factor with Cortland Sutton and Kyle. I mean, a fullback doesn't really count. But to be fair, we also have a return man and a kicker as 2 of our superstars, padding our stats just a little bit. But definitely a winnable game. Definitely a winnable game. Let's just try to avoid Jalen Ramsey. We're home. We got cheap beer, cheap hot dogs. Come on, let's go. 7-7. The defense really established themselves early in this game. But both offenses, it's matching. We're trading. This is Brady. This is a heavyweight belt. It's George Foreman, Muhammad Ali. It's Brady, Russell Wilson. Both just swinging for the fences. We're down 1 in the second half. I don't expect to miss any field goals. That's why I drafted Justin Tucker maybe a little bit higher. I think I got him like the 13th round. I do not want to miss or shank any field goals. We see this, I better see scoring at minimum every single time. And that's what we're getting with Justin Tucker. 3-point lead, but we are settling for field goals here. That's exactly what we don't need. Oh, fourth quarter comeback, Tom Brady. What about Russ Wilson? Oh, this is an all-time classic. They get the instant touchdown. 59 seconds. Let's come in. Let's show what we got. I have no idea what the difficulty's on. It could be on, I think it might be on All Pro. Could be on All Madden. Either way, I don't expect to be here long. Let's go. Emma, who wants it? Who wants it? B? That's not a great throw. That's an ill-advised throw. That's an ill-advised throw, especially with Jalen Ramsey patrolling on that side of the field. That's an ill-advised throw. Maybe we get something quick to Golden Tate or Le'Veon Bell here just to get some yardage. We have all 3 timeouts, so I just need a big chunk play. Le'Veon Bell has got open in the middle of the field, running past KJ Wright. I mean, Russell Wilson would know KJ Wright's weaknesses, know how to target him. And just like that, we have to get a touchdown here. Phenomenal. Golden Tate, Sean Jackson. We got Josh Gordon, Gronk. Said Le'Veon Bell. Pass pro. Definitely got to look at Golden Tate's direction here. Lead him just a little bit. Oh, almost fumbled. It feels so awesome having an X-Factor quarterback. I can't remember the last time I actually played with a quarterback this good. Gronk, maybe? See if we can get Gronk in the end zone. Got him? Oh. Timing wasn't there. The timing was not there. I feel like we go back to the well with Le'Veon Bell. I mean, I think everyone truly forgot how elite Le'Veon Bell is, especially as a receiver. We get the matchup we like. Oh, no, that's not good. That was short. We still have one timeout to the good. 29, about 30 seconds left. We can get a first down. We can't run it. I want to kind of run it with Le'Veon Bell, but also I have Russell Wilson. He has escape artist, I'm pretty sure. So if I do want to get to run, it'd be a QB run. Like that. Like that. Russell Wilson puts the team on his back. Come on, defense. Come on, 25 seconds. They got real close. They got really freaking close there. Like, I don't know why they didn't kick a field goal. Look at that, man. We have like a 90-some defense, and Tom Brady absolutely worked us. 5 touchdowns, 500 yards, but 500 yards for Russell Wilson. That's an all-time classic. That's an all-time classic, and the Falcons survived to move on to the NFC Championship. NFC Championship game. 9-7 Falcons going up against the 9-7 San Francisco 49ers. What are they looking like? Who do they got? They got McCaffrey, Odell, Josh Allen, and Isaiah Simmons. That's actually, I don't hate that. I don't hate the way they approach their fantasy draft, but not good enough. 4-point difference in overall. We're going to reflect that here in the sim. All right, let's go, fellas. Let's go, fellas. Russell Wilson has been absolutely on fire. As long as our defense doesn't throw up the stinker like they did last week, this should be Super Bowl bound. We'll be one and done. I feel like for this series, because it is what it is, I think I'm going to just play till I win the Super Bowl with a cap of 5 years. So I would love to win a Super Bowl here year one. Just because the new Call of Duty beta is getting ready to drop, I wouldn't mind playing that. But either way, I'm committed. 5 years, we're winning a Super Bowl either way with this team. But I would like to avoid the potential headache and challenge of having to rebuild this team within the first year, even though that's an appeal of this, a challenge. Oh my God, they're going to tie it up, aren't they? Oh, they didn't. We got that nice little instant touchdown. This team will not be denied. That wasn't as dominant of a victory as I was expecting, but it was still a solid victory nonetheless. We did not lose to Jameis Winston. $142 on the ground for Le'Veon Bell. Solid game from Golden Tate, moving the chains as Atlanta is Super Bowl bound here in year one of the fantasy rebuild. Oh, wow. The 16-0 Chiefs. Oh, my God, they ran into the juggernaut known as the Chargers sim. What happened? 16-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. What? They were one and done? The Chiefs went 16-0 and lost. Things you hate to see. Things you hate to see. One and done. See, that's like a Dallas Cowboy move right there. Golden Tate got a new ability. Sweet. Energizer. Appreciate that. That will help. Well, let's see what happened. What's this Charger team about? What they smell like? They're at 85. Solid. They got Tyreek Hill, Quentin Nelson. Solid offensive line, it looks like. That's not... Who do they got a QB? Who do they got a QB? That's what really matters. What do they got? Do they have like a super cheesy sim quarterback? Let me see this. Josh, okay. They do. They do have a super cheesy sim quarterback. Josh Allen, ooh, it's not a bad squad. They got a real solid offensive line. Defensively, solid edge rushers. Linebacking core is okay. Secondary, maybe a little bit weak. But you pair the fact that they're the Chargers with a very, very productive sim cheese quarterback, however you want to call it, in exactly what Josh Allen is. Okay. But I trust my team. I don't think this rebuild's going to be going on much longer, fellas. I trust this team to handle their business and win the Super Bowl in year one. All right, here we go, man. Russell Wilson searching for his second Super Bowl in a Hall of Fame career. Hall of Fame-esque career in here. In the opening first quarter, a huge stop from the Falcons defense. Able to go down, get a Justin Tucker field goal. The Chargers get the first touchdown of the game. All right, it's going to be one of these ones, huh? And they get an instant touchdown? I'm coming in. You get an instant touchdown on my ass, I'm coming in. I'm not going to let you bully my team. I hate bullying. Bullying is awful, okay? I stopped being a bully at least in grade 5, okay? If you're a bully after grade 5, you're an absolute asshole. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Oh my God, escape artist. Oh my God, escape artist is so good. I think I'm going to keep that as like a thing. For the rest of these fantasy rebuilds, almost prioritize quarterbacks that have escape artists if we're picking a quarterback in those first couple rounds. There we go. Able to get the touchdown here. I was able to inspire them. Able to inspire them here to get 2 straight scores and take the lead here in the 3rd quarter. And again, I expect automatic points every time we get in field goal range, which has kind of been the key here. It's looking good, fellas. It's looking pretty damn good. Oh, no. Let's play this. What do we got on defense? Who do I have? J.J. Watt? Geno Atkins? Oh, we're going J.J. Watt for sure. Well done. Well done, defense. Well done. And just like that, the first fantasy rebuild, it works. This was really, not necessarily an all or nothing, but this is going to become a headache, an absolute headache for me if we weren't able to win the Super Bowl this year because, you know, I firmly expect our team was like, what, 88 overall? 100% this team was regressing to at least like an 85. 85, 84, just from everyone turning a year older and regressing. I was prepared to go, maybe not a full 5 years because we have Russell Wilson, but hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. We could definitely go a full 5 years if I wanted to, but I feel like, you know, we peaked. This is the echelon that we try to reach in a rebuild, and I don't really have any inclination on building a dynasty today. So with that being said, as we look for this celebratory red and black confetti, shout out to the Falcons. Shout out to Dan Quinn. Shout out to Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, go to one of my teams. Either go back to Florida and be our DC because the Gators defense is horrific and they're going to cost us Florida potentially contending for the national championship, or go to Philadelphia. I would absolutely have Dan Quinn as a DC in Philadelphia. Everyone thinks his defense was terrible in Atlanta. It's just a, you know, he needs to get out of there. Go back to being like the DC that he was in Seattle, the Legion of Boom. Come to Philadelphia, get Jim Schwartz's ass out of town. But my point being, what I'm trying to get to is, yes, 1-0 here in the fantasy draft rebuilds. I want to know from you guys, more ideas. I literally have, well, I have 14 because I used the one of players that wrote me, but any idea, anything that you can think of, I'll consider it. I will absolutely consider it. It will go on the list, and depending on my state of mind, I might want to do it. Maybe the more weirder that it is, the more, you know, litty I might have to be before the video starts. But either way, as my neck is not turned green yet, that YouTube money, baby, that 18,000 views a rebuild right there, money. That's what that is right there. Yeah, give me a lot. Like, I did not hate this. I literally was like, yesterday, I'll go behind the scenes here. We'll talk shop here for a couple minutes because it's not going the full usual length that a rebuild goes because we won it in year friggin' 1. And is this even a rebuild if I just won it in year 1? This is just more like a fantasy draft. But I'm putting it under the title rebuild because I was prepared to go a full 5 years. And that's all that matters. But yesterday, I was kind of in my head. Yesterday I recorded the final part of the Eagles rebuild, right, with Jalen Hurts. And I was like, man, I actually was kind of happy with the series, and I was happy with the storyline. But just because it wasn't different, I guess, I was like, ugh. It was like, you know, it felt like a job to record that. This was not bad. Like, the fact that literally there was just a bunch of different things, different players that I never used, never get to play with, I didn't hate it. I feel like these fantasy rebuilds are going to be a nice change of pace for me. Like, if I'm starting to feel like a little bit of like, between Thunderbirds and doing the realistic rebuilds, just banging out one of these in a day, it's going to put a smile on my face. It's going to get the job done. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. Yeah. That is our first tracer. So yes, for sure, leave comments. I'm going to be reading through all the comments with ideas. I got 15. There's probably going to be a lot of overlays, a lot of duplicates, a lot of, you know, same suggestions. It ain't bad. No suggestion is a bad suggestion. Give me fun, creative stuff. Like I said, I already have college conference. I have rebuilds that are definitely going to go 5 years. Like, I have rebuilds. I can't draft anyone that's over a 70 overall. I can't draft anyone that has a dev trait. Stuff like that. It's just, this rebuild was very much a win now rebuild, and it just so happened we won in year 1. Other stuff is going to be designed to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more of that slow burn to build up into a Super Bowl team. But, you know, I think this is good. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave your suggestions in the comment section below. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you are hyped for the Fantasy Rebuild series. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.